Hey guys, Tara here from Recovering Book Hoarder, and today I have a FlossTube extra for you. So I had really gone back and forth on whether or not I was going to do a mid-year WIP parade, and I think I had decided I wasn't going to. However, I was inspired by a new to me FlossTuber who, off the top of my head, I can't remember what their name is, but I'm going to put them here and link down below in the description box to do my WIP parade, with the goal of kind of sorting out my WIPs to decide what I feel like I can possibly finish by the end of the year. Like, set a goal, I'm gonna, work on this now and finish it. What I know I'm not going to be able to work on for the rest of the year. And then possibly if I decide to UFO anything, I'm not sure, I don't know, I'm going back and forth on a couple things. I would really like to get some of my really old WIPs completed. More so just because I'm not as excited about them now. My taste has really changed a lot since I started stitching. I still like these. It's just I don't love working on them as much as I love working on some of my newer projects. So that's what we're going to do. And then at the end, I'm also going to show you guys what I have kitted up that I want to start before the end of this year, like plans that I have for the end of through the end of 2024. So I believe I counted 54 WIPs. I could have missed a couple. I'm not sure, but we're going to go through them in no particular order. And then I'm going to make my finish this year pile, not touching again this year pile. And if I have any UFOs, I'll move those over. I might have a maybe pile also for things I would like to finish, but I'm not sure if I can. That's the plan. All right, so let's get into it. First of all, I have from the Stitching Spell, who is not currently designing. As far as I can tell, their shop has been closed. I initially used to buy through them from Etsy. Buy from them through Etsy. But I don't believe you can buy anything from them at this point in time. So unfortunately you can't get this one. But this is called Q6. It's like Halloween Quaker. Q6 is how they identify it. But I remember seeing somewhere else it's called Q6. This is one of my older WIPs. And I have since made some changes to this WIP since I started it. I do want to finish it. So, what's the best way to do this here? Okay, so this is where I am. Whoops, on this one. Here we go. And I do actually like this one a lot. Obviously, I'm not doing it as charted. I'm using all DMC. Now, when I first started back, I was, looking at the flosses that were options. And, I saw something like, oh, that looks like so much fun. I'm going to get that. I think that would be great. Well, come to find, I don't enjoy some of these flosses. And not just that I don't enjoy them. I like physically hate them. I hate the sensory is not good with it. So in this case, and it's a shame because I really love the way they look. What I am talking about is I don't know what this is called, DMC Light Effects, I think it is. I have it up here, I have it in here, I have them up here in places. It looks fantastic, but I just hate stitching it with it. And I've also used satin. The green letters are satin. And is that the only satin I have? I think some of the black is satin too. And then a lot of variegated. So I think, now moving forward, I'm not going to use any more of the light effects. Even where I technically should, in order to complete a pattern, I'm just not. Because if I make myself continue using it, I'm not ever going to pick it up again. So this is being done on I don't know, it's either 14 or 16 count, and it's just a piece of Ada that I got off of Amazon, I think. I think it was called Platinum, maybe. I think I can finish this one. I think that if I just focus on this and, you know, don't use the threads that I hate anymore, that I can get it finished. So this is going to go into my to finish by December 31st file. Okay, let's see. Up next. This was a stitch along from Abby Sue Designs. It was for the 50th, Disney's 50th anniversary, and it was called the Fab 50 cross stitch pattern. This is what it looks like. It was a mystery sal, and it was released, you know, one character at a time over quite a long time. But I didn't get very far on it. And all of the characters in here are based off of the characters from the 50 golden statues that they have in the park now that are kind of interactive. Like if you have your a magic band, when you walk past them, your magic band goes off and stuff like that. So this one is, it's gonna be massive, massively huge. That's the back of it. This is what I have done so far, and I mean it's gonna be giant. So what I want to do with this is I'm actually going to Disney September 21st, and I'm going to take this with me as my Disney piece. I'm going to work on this on the plane, and then anytime we're in the rooms, this will be the piece I take with me because I think that's most fitting. It's not going to get done by the end of this year. I can tell you that. So this is not a will be done at the end of 2024 piece, but it is a I'm going to work on it in Disney in September piece. And this is on a piece of Picture This Plus. This one I believe is 16 count. And this is before I started keeping my stickers and stuff, so I can't remember what kind it is, but I do have all of the floss I need. I had done a special order on 123 Stitch for it. So I am going to work on this. Not going to finish it, but I am going to work on it in Disney. All right, so I guess I'll go in some random pile. All right, now this next one is one that I am really having a hard time deciding on whether or not I want to finish. Only because, you know, the longer you're stitching, the more you learn about what you do and do not like. Personally, I despise with every ounce of my being stitching on Black Ada. It's just not enjoyable at all to me. Like everything has to be perfect conditions for it to work. So as much as I love this pattern, I have a really hard time picking it up, but I think ultimately I landed on, I'm going to try and finish it this year and not UFO it. And that's the 10 Dual Commandments from Taylor and Cromwell. 10 Dual Commandments from the musical Hamilton. One of my favorite songs from the show. Love the musical. It's one of my favorite musicals of all time. And this is one of those songs that just like lives rent-free in my head on a regular basis. So this is what I have done so far. So I mean, it looks fantastic. It's a great pattern. I just hate the black, but I'm going to try and persevere. So we're going to make this a end of 2024 goal. Whew. All right, so this will go on the 2024. All right, next up, I have Flea Market Flowers, and this is from Lori Holt. I think a lot of people have seen this. This was really big several years ago. It's just really pretty. I did do a couple conversions on this, just because I didn't like how all of the colors looked together. I changed a couple things. I really didn't like, I don't like the black flowers and how that looks in there. So I've changed that out and added in purple because there was no purple. So I think I swapped purple out for that. Then I just made a couple changes too with like the exact shades used of DMC and stuff, just so that I liked it better. This is on a piece of Charles Craft, right? Charles Craft from DMC 14 count iridescent Ada. And this is what I have done. So I literally have 1/3 of it done, 2/3 to complete, and I absolutely think I can get this done by the end of the year. So we're going to put this in the to be completed by January 31st pile. This one's really fun to work on too. Still enjoying that one quite a bit. Okay, next up, this is a fairly newer start. This was Monster Movie Night by Lola Crow. And this one was in a Black Needle Society in the Halloween box from last year. I am making several changes on this one because I wanted to be able to stitch from stash. So I'm doing this on a piece of Spooktacular Ada, 16 count from Be Stitch Me. Is it Be Stitch Me? Yeah, Be Stitch Me. And this actually came in the box, this fabric. Okay, so here's where we are on this. Now, I do think I could finish this if I focused on it, but because this is still like really a newer start, I just started this year, it's not going to be a goal for the end of this year because I really want to focus on some of those older ones. This one is still quite big and has quite a bit to do on it, but it's not fun. I really quite enjoy the this fabric here. So this is going to go in the not finishing 2024 pile. Next up, I have one that I started this year. And this is from Stitchy Box, and it came in their sampler box in 2023. And this one's really enjoyable. Mine looks nothing like this. I am using a D8, which for anyone that's not familiar, a D8 is a dice that you use in role-playing, with role-playing games. Looks like this. Kind of a funky looking dice. Obviously has 8 different numbers that you can get. And each floss is assigned a letter. And so, I'm sorry, assigned a number. And so I, for each element, roll the dice and it tells me what that element is going to look like. So this is what I have completed so far. All of the letters are going to be in the variegated DMC. Actually, I think it's all DMC. No, I'm sorry, it's not DMC. It's variegated night stalker calling candy corn. And I'm using some Roxy floss. I'm using some DMC. I'm using some Gentle Arts. And this is on a piece of 16 count Dusk Ada from Picture This Plus. And there's no way I'm going to finish this one this year. Again, like I said, I just started it. I'm going to keep it out because I might want to work on this in September for Sampler September. So this will go into my might work on it pile. Okay, next up is the Vintage Halloween Carousel from the Witchy Stitcher. I love haunted carnivals. So fun. So on this one, I am doing an 18 count Haunted Ada. And I am doing it as charted. And this one has the most pitiful start. In my current life, whenever I start something, I work on it for like 2 days straight. So a nice amount gets done on a new start. This one's pathetic. I didn't used to do that. Sometimes I'd start several things in the same day. So this is what's done. It's just the very tippy top of the carousel there. That top flag. That's all. So this is definitely not going to be a focus. I would say this one's going to get pulled out next year probably. So that's a new. Next up, this is another Taylor and Cromwell piece. This is called 525,600. It's the song of 525,600 minutes from Rent. And this was from their Rent box. Taylor and Cromwell does a different themed box every month. So this was the Rent box, and it came as a package. So it came with this nice, I mean, it's the pattern is a nice booklet. Came with all the flosses, and it came with the fabric. This is all I have done on this one, is the number 6. Oh, I would like to finish it this year. But do I think that's going to happen? I think this is going to go into my maybe pile. Maybe pile. Because there's some big sections, but there's also some, you know, in between those numbers, there's a lot of little details there in each number. And it's 14 count white Aida, like I said, provided through the box. So this will go into my maybe pile. All right, next up is something else I started this year, but I think this is going to go into my to finish pile just because it's so small. And that's Antique Locks and Keys by Shakespeare Peddler. And maybe I'll try and finish this in Sampler September. This is going to be my first ever monochromatic piece. And I am using just oak from Stitchy Box Flower Silks. And it's a piece of Aida that was in one of their, I feel like it was in one of their boxes. It's either in one of their boxes or this is a scrap piece of Aida. It's pretty small, but that's what I have done. So I think I can totally finish this in just a day or two. So this will go in my finish by the end of 2024. That pile. Okay. Next up is, this is Jesus Smiling. So this is art from Greg, I believe his name is Greg Olson. He does not design floss or cross stitch. So this is one that I converted using a program, so you can't get this anywhere. It's for my own personal use. It's one of my favorite pictures ever that I've ever seen of Jesus. So that is what it's going to look like. I hate full coverage, but I love this so much that I'm going to continue with this one. So this is on a 20 count easy grid. And you'll have to excuse my parked threads that are here. I don't have much of it done. And you know, because it's full scale, I don't pick it up. That's what I have done. That's just going across the top there. So not much. Obviously, this is not going to be a finish by the end of 2024. I couldn't even guess at like where I'm at percentage wise. Not much. Not much at all. So this is a new. All right, then we have this is from Al Forest Embroidery. This was their Alice in Wonderland sale. It was free. I don't know if it's still free or not. There was a free sale on their webpage. I downloaded it after all the parts were released. So, I'll try and show you what this is going to look like. So this is what the chart looks like. Oh, minus that, it doesn't have the middle part though. You're going to see the middle part though, because I actually did the middle part. So everything's there but the middle part, which you're about to see. I did my own conversion to sulky. And this, I was inspired by Imaging X Stitch. They did this piece as a gothic, and I just fell in love with it. But it's so fun. I'm like, I need to do that piece too, but I'll do my own conversion. So it's another massive piece, but this is what I have done. This is that middle part. And it's nowhere close to a finish. So this is not going to be, this will be on my not by the end of 2024 year pile. I am using a Picture This Plus 16 count Heritage Ada. So this will be not getting done this year. All right, I can feel my sugar dropping, so I'm gonna take a brief break. You guys won't notice, but I'm gonna go get some lunch real quick. Okay, I'm back. I feel better now. Changed my shirt because I was hot. So, all right, let's get back into this. All right, next up is from Taylor & Cromwell's Golden Girls box. There was 3 options as to what you could get. I'm sorry, 4 options as to what you could get. And I got Rose, whom I love. So that's who it is with the one I got. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. It comes with all 4, but the floss and fabric are specific for one. So mine came with Rose, but there's also these 3 that it came with. And I love Dorothy. I'm probably going to do that one too at some point. She's my, she's like me. She reminds me of my Bubba. And then Rose reminds me so much of my grandmother. So again, this one came with the floss and the fabric, which is 14 count Ada. And that's what I have done. So I think I can finish this one up there. I think I can finish this one this year. So this will go in the to be finished in 2024 pile. Next up is the Greenhouse of Oddities Stitch Along. And this was from Lola Crow. And I don't think I have the completed picture. All I have printed out right now is the frame. And I don't think I've gotten much done on here. So this was on 18 count sterling Ada from Picture This Plus. Yeah, I don't have much done. This is all I got done so far. Just the very top of the middle greenhouse. So this is not going to get completed this year. So we'll put this in the not yet pile. Okay, next up is, I'm going to put a picture over here. This is Carolyn Manning's Amethyst from the, I want to say it's the Shooting Star set of patterns that she has. I think that's what it is. Anyway, I was thinking this was going to be little. I didn't realize that there was one giant one and then there was 4 little ones. And I started with the big one. So that's what we're doing. And this is on a piece of Easy Grid. Oh, it must be 25 count. That's right. Because I had been using this for something I UFO'd. I haven't frogged it yet. So that's still on there. So this is on the 25 count Easy Grid. And this is what I have done so far. And I love this so much. I want to do many, many more of hers. This is my first Carolyn Manning. So do I think I'm going to be able to fit it? I'm going to put this in the maybe pile. I don't think I'll be able to finish it, but I'm probably going to work on it some more. So maybe. Okay, next up is my British Quaker Flag, which I will put right here. This is from Bibsters, and this is gigantic. This is on a 18 count vellum from Picture This Plus. And I have all of the outline done So it's just, you know, just filling in the Quaker squares at this point, which is still quite a bit. This is actually a gift for Cassidy, because she wants to be British. So this is what I have done so far. And this is not going to be a finish this year, I'm sure. It's super fun though. I like it a lot. And I'm happy that I have the like frame part all done, and it's just the fun part left. So this is not going to be completed this year. In my Garon tote bag. Project bag here. I don't have very many project bags that aren't like this. You know, most of mine are just this from Amazon. Every now and then I'll get one from something, but this one was like I'm not part of the Garon Stitcheries bag of the month club, but this was an extra that they had, and so I did get this. It is so big. It's so fun. I love the gnomes. And then inside, obviously you can tell this was February's. Inside is the hearts, and I adore Garon Stitchery. So that's my little bag. All right, that's going in my, not this year. Okay, next up is, what is this one? This is In My Father's House from By the Bay Needle Art. And this is on a 32 count sandstone tea-dyed linen from, it says 65-21Z, I think. I don't know. It's from 123 Stitch. This is what it looks like. And this one I just started this year. Now, I had a very, 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 very minuscule start last year. And I did actually work on this year. But this one is not going to get done this year. Even though it was a lot of fun to work on. So this is what I have done so far. It's washed out a little bit there. It's much more accurate to the color. So yeah, I like this one a lot. And this one I am doing I think I'm doing 2/2 on this one. Doing whatever it says. Linen over 2. But it doesn't say how many threads over 2. My guess is it's 2/2. Yeah, I think it's 2/2. So this is going in the not gonna get finished this year pile. All right, next up, this is definitely going to be a finish because this is a Christmas gift. This is for one of my coworkers who celebrates Yol, and it is the Yol Goddess from Tiny Modernist. And I am doing this on a 30 count grasshopper linen from Weeks Dye Works, and it is 2/2. I'm just praying that I'm able to get all the wrinkles out of this because, oh man, does it wrinkle badly. Oh, where'd my things go? So this is my first Tiny Modernist, and it's been just so nice to stitch. And I'm doing everything as called for on this one, including the fabric. The fabric is as called for also. So that is what I have done so far. So really, I don't have a whole lot left on this. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a hopefully completed by the beginning of December, so I can get it framed and everything before Yule. Next up, this is another little crow. And this is the Haunted Library. This was the Haunted Library sale. Do I have what it's going to look like? Like, is this the completed picture? I I don't think this, I can't remember how many chapters there were for this. This is chapter 9, and I don't think this is the completed one. Oh, I could be wrong. This is what it looks like. Up through chapter 9 anyway. So I have finished the prologue on this. So this is what I have done. And I'm gonna use everything is called for. Oh, do I think I can do this? I'm looking at it. There's so many details. I would love to finish this. I just don't know if it's going to happen. I'm going to put this in my maybe pile. Maybe I will get it done. Not very hopeful about it, but you never know. All right, maybe. Okay, next up is from Silver Creek Samplers. This was Hand in Hand. This was a market release this last year. And this is, I'm doing this one for my office at work. And so this is what I have done. But I have to tell you, this little guy, so it's this guy here. This is the one that I have done. And I think he looks so much like current day Matthew Broderick. it's kind of funny. So this is what I have completed. I really love this fabric so much, and it is Bestitch Me Sugar Cream Pie. It's a 32 count linen, and I really, really want to get some more of this. So that is what I have done so far, and I'm going to have quite a bit of this. I know what else I'm going to use this on. So, I mean, this is how much I have, and obviously it only goes down to maybe with the words, it'll go down to here. So I also have like half of this left, and I think it'll fit my floss, what is it? My FlossTube friend sampler thing I got. And we'll see. That's what I'm hoping, because I think it'll work perfect for that. So this is not going to be done by the end of 2024. All right, next up, this is a very old WIP. This is a WIP I started when I didn't understand measurements and needing to allow yourself a margin. So I have like I have 3 or 4 squares on either side. Yeah. So this is a Stitch for All Seasons Winter from Little Dove Designs. And it is on a piece of printed Ada that I got from Michael's. It's a 14 count. And I want to finish this one. It's just been floundering for too long. Oh, and I didn't even show you. This is what it looks like. Everything is charted. Obviously, I didn't do the same fabric, but everything else is as charted. So this one we are going to finish. All right, next up, this was a stitch along that I started with Rainy from Rainy Day Reads, and we started this for Shaketober, right? I always get confused if it's Shaketober or Shaketober. I want to say it's Shaketober. We met up and we started this one together. So this is, again, this is another black fabric one that, oof, don't love doing it because it's black. But I'm going to persevere. So this is on 18 count black Ada that I think I got it off of, I think I just got it off of Amazon. It's Shakespeare Quotes from Taylor and Cromwell, in case I didn't say that. and I don't have a ton done, but it is, I mean, it's nothing to be ashamed of, I feel like. I found out that this thing on the bottom that I kept calling a house is actually called a globe. Rainy taught me that. So this is where I am with this one. Do I think I can finish this? I don't think so, because you know what? There's just no way I am going to, it'll be hard enough stitching on one piece of black fabric. So I think I could do this if I put my mind to it, but I don't want to have two black fabric pieces going at the same time that I'm trying to get complete. So this is going to go on the Not This Year. All right, next up is from Heartstring Samplery. I adore Heartstring Samplery. This is from their Sunday Stitches collection. This is a fantastic book, and I want to do everything that's in here. What I'm currently working on is In the Garden, which is that one there. And this was from Needlework Market I want to say 2 years ago. I think it was from 2022, and I had pre-ordered it. No, it was more 2023. Yeah, so it was 2023 market release. And this is not as big as I thought. Like, it looks like it was going to be really big, but it's actually not a huge piece. So this is what I have done, and I think this could be a finish. So this is going to go in my aim to finish pile. It's not pretty. I love the colors that were chosen. Everything's as charted with the exception of there's 2 DMCs being used only because I had ordered a whole kit and they must have been out of 2 of the fancy flosses, and so they replaced it with DMC, and it's fine. Okay, so this is going in my going to complete. My going to complete pile is pretty good, pretty big, guys. All right, next up. This is from Lindy Stitches. Bear Me With My Needle. This is what it looks like. And I wanted to get that fabric that's right there. And when I looked at the fabric, I thought that's what it was gonna look like. But the fabric I got it is yellow. I mean, it is yellow, bright yellow. It's fine. I did have to do a swap out though of 1 or 2 colors because of the color of the fabric. So, and honestly, this is washing it out. It's way brighter than this in real life. So that is what I have done. It's on 16 count parfait from, 16 count from Picture This Plus. So I love this one. This was my first Lindy Stitches pattern. And it's a lot of fun to do. This one's not going to be a this year finish. I started this year also. Okay. Ooh, it's going to fall. All right, up next is, okay, so I'm going to put a picture of this one over here. Yeah, I'll put the picture and who the designer is on the screen because it's on my phone, which I'm taping on. I have this one uploaded into what's it called? Stitch XR's markup. Not Pattern Keeper. It's the one for the iPhone. So this is Dragons from Fourth Wing. I can't think of the name. Oh god, it's been so long since I've read it now. It's Violet's Dragons, her 2. So this is on a piece of 14 count printed Ada from Charles Craft. But I picked it because, well, number 1, I had it in stash, but number 2, it looks like the sky, and so it looks like they are flying. So this is what I have done so far. And in place, there's like a bunch of French knots that are supposed to be on here, and instead of that, I'm going to use beads that I have in stash. And I replaced, so I just used 310, and then for, oh God, why can't I think of the dragons' names? Oh, this is terrible. I love these books. For the gold dragon, I got a Dinky Dyes Golden Poppy is what I'm going to use for that. Is it Sagalla's the big dragon? Or is that Zayden's dragon? I don't remember. Okay. Do I think I can finish this year? This was, let's see. I might be able to. This is going to go in my maybe pile. 10? Oh God, I'm like having such a hard time. Oh, okay. Guys, my maybe pile is pretty big too. Okay. Next up, this is a gift from my mom. And this was from the World of Cross Stitching. I have no idea which month, but it's Emma Congdon. I don't know which month it is because I ripped it out. And so this is what it looks like. This kitchen is for dancing, and that's because we always danced in my kitchen growing up. Always, always, always. It was a tradition my mom took over from my grandmother. And so that's what we're doing. So I'm doing this on a piece of 16 count haunted, and I'm doing my own conversion to fancy flosses. Did I say? Yeah, I said 16 count haunted Ada. Okay, so, and this is pretty much the colors because I kind of wanted to see what all the colors looked like. So I just did pieces that had all the colors I was going to use. And this is what I have done on that. And I am happy with my color choices. And just washing it out a bit. I don't think I'm going to finish this one. So this will go in my, not this year, pile. And the reason I did the conversion was so I could convert it to stash. Okay, next up, oh, I love this one. Okay, so this is, I'm going to put a picture over here. It's called Coffee Break. This one's super fun. I'm really looking forward to pulling this one back out. I would really like to try and finish this one this year. We'll see. This is going to be, it is going into the goal to finish. This is what I have done. And those squares are completely done, back stitching and everything. And it is just, like I said, so much fun. I don't have a sticker for what I think this was just the scrap piece that I had left over for something else. It's definitely Picture This Plus, and I think it's 16 count. So this is going in the focus pile. Okay, next up is Lost No More, and this was actually my Leap Day start. So the goal is to finish this one in 4 years. And I will put a picture up here because it looks like I just have the pattern printed out, not a picture. This is called Lost No More. And I am doing it on a piece of 18 count white Ada because it is full coverage, so there's really, you know, no reason to use anything other than white. And I just have I mean, it's not a huge start, but that's what I have done so far. And even though this one's full color full coverage, I don't mind it because it's big. It's not confetti heavy. It's big blocks of color. And I'm looking, and what I have done, and it's a mix of full stitches and tent stitches, which is nice too. And currently this is tent stitch that's in there. And the pattern tells you what to do where. So that is not going to be done this year. The goal is for this to be done by the next leap year. Next up, so this is Still Waters. This is from Plum Street Samplers. And this is on 32 count Heritage Lugana from Picture This Plus. And this is one of my favorite, any biblical ones I do. I always pick ones that are my favorite verses. So that's what this looks like. And the verse is, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters and restoreth my soul." Isn't that pretty? Look at the bottom there with it's like a unicorn. I swear it's a unicorn. Oh yes, I love this one. Okay. So this one, I had set a goal for myself this year of completing the frame, and I did do that. So I don't think we're going to touch this one again this year. But this is, oh, let's do this. Okay, this is what I have done. So the frame's there. I would like to pick this one up just because I'm enjoying it. But it's definitely not going to get done this year. So this is going to go in the not 2024 pile. All right, next up is one that I feel like I have been working on forever, and I really have been. This was one of my first starts. Again, this was one that I didn't understand measurements. So I don't have much of a margin. This is from Stitching Spell, and it is called Sampler Christmas. And oh no, it's not Stitching Spell. I take that back. This is Happy Mood Point. Sampler Christmas. So that is what it looks like. And I am doing a conversion to just colors that remind me of Christmas. And like you can tell, there's my margin down there. Not very much. So this is what I have so far. I would kind of like to turn it into a pillow, or have my mom turn it into a pillow. I don't know if I can do that with the margin I have or not. But I would like to finish this one this year, because it's been, again, hanging out for a really long time. So, and there's so many flosses in here. Fancy flosses and D&D, but a lot of fancy flosses. I get a lot of boxes, which if you are a new stitcher, I highly recommend buying the boxes because it is such a great way to build up your stash. I have a really nice amount of fancy flosses because of boxes I have bought. And then they're just fun to use. So don't be afraid to use them either. All right. So that one's going in my goal to finish pile. Okay, next up. Oh, this was a Garand Stitchery made me do it. I had never had any desire to do this, but then I saw Gary's. I think it was Gary's stocking. It's Olga's Autumn Stocking by Plum Street Sampler. This is the picture, but what he showed in person, like that he was actually working on, was just so, I just fell in love with it. I couldn't stop thinking about it, so I had to buy it. And this is on 36 count antique white Edinburgh linen. This is what I have done so far, and I want to say this is 1/2, all as called for. It's so pretty. So I won't be making the stocking. I mean, I'm doing all the stitching. My mom will make the stocking for me though. But this is not going to get done this year. I just started it this year. So that's a future, work on in the future. All right, next up is, this is a custom pattern that I had done from Taylor and Cromwell. They do, you could just contact them via their website and tell them what you would want. And so this is all my favorite lyrics. And the very cool part is they match the lyrics to like the font. They match the font of the lyrics to the font on the actual CD. So I am doing this on a Picture This Plus 18 count Herald. And I'm doing it in blues and purples, but not as charted, just whatever I want. So this is what I have done so far. Just one of the lyrics, but it's fully done now. So this one is, now people talk to me, I'm slipping out of reach now. People talk to me, I'm slipping out of reach now. Yellow Flicker Beat from Lord, which was in the Hunger Games soundtrack. Anyways, okay. This one, I not gonna get done this year. Alright, next up is Hawk Run Hollow. Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. I'll show you where I'm at, but it's not going to be done. This is what it looks like. This is the square I'm working on. Carriage House samplings. And it is on a piece of 40 count Country Mocha Newcastle linen. Now I'm gonna put this in my maybe I'll work on this just to get I would like to get this square done. This is so much fun to stitch on, and this I'm doing 1/1. No, I'm not. It's not 1/1, it's 1/2 40 count. I'm doing everything as charted, and I just love it so much. I want to do all the Hawk Run Hollows. I want to live in Hawk Run Hollow. I do think, though, everything is charted except I think the middle, I think I'm going to change out the colors of the witches to like blue and green. I don't know. Something to just make it my own a little bit. Okay, so that's going in the maybe work on pile. All right, next up is from the Blackbird Designs, from the Fab 4, the Magical Mystery Tour. This is number 5. I did Octopus Garden already. Loved it so much. So now I'm doing Yellow Submarine. I think I want to do all of them in this series. I have this one. I have Eleanor Rigby. I haven't started it yet, but that's the other one that I have. So I've got 3 of the 5 so far. And I am doing this on, let's see, it's the same fabric I used for Octopus Garden. And I have no idea what that was. But it is 18 count, I believe. 1/1. Is it 1/1? No, it must be 2/1 on 18 count. That's my start so far. And I really love the way the colors pop on this fabric. And it is all going to be done as charted. I could get this one done, but I just started it. So this is not going to be, this is not going to be a goal for the end of this year. I have to be realistic, you know? All right, then we have The Lord's Prayer. This is from Leela Studios. And I'm doing this on 18 count confetti Ada. That is what it will look like. And this one's a lot of fun. Lots and lots of fun. So my goal I ended up, my goal was to do the border, but then I decided that I wanted to do some work in the middle too, so it's a pretty big piece. That's where I'm at so far. Let's look it up close. Look at that. So fun. This is really enjoyable to work on. I am not going to finish this year. And I am using the mostly called for, some from Stash that weren't available. I think they all of us was, I believe. Yeah, all of us is the floss. Then a couple things I'm converting just because they didn't have it whenever I put in my order to kit this up. Okay, next up is Praiseworthy Stitches, Sleigh Ride. This one I just started for Christmas in July. And so my goal is not to finish this one this year. It's a pretty big piece. I am making changes because I hate cray neck and it calls for cray neck. I did use a cray neck up here, but then I was like, nah, don't want to do it. So this is what I have done so far. I mean, the cray neck's really pretty in that moon. I really despise working with it. So that's what I have done so far. This is, I don't know what this is. Oh, here we go. Fiber on the Whim. Is it Fiber on the Whim? Yeah, Fiber on the Whim cornflower, 16 count is what this one is on. And this is it's all the called fors, like I said, minus the cray neck. Mostly maybe all the fancy flosses. I think it's all the fancy flosses. I don't think I'm using any of the DMC conversion on this one. All right, so that's not a goal for this year. I just started that. All right, next up, this is the Stitch Crips Morbid Curiosities cabinet. I think it's called Cabinet of Curiosities is what the actual sal was called. This was a 2023 sal. I only have a picture of the frame. That's what I'm currently working on. And I am using 18 count Mystic Ada from Picture This Plus. And this is all I have done. Just outline of the top part of the frame. So this is not going to get done this year. It just feels like such a huge piece. There's a lot of stitches in here. That's all I can say. All right, so that, not this year. Okay, next up is, this was another piece I started for Christmas in July, and I want to finish it just because it's itty bitty. But decisions were made that I wish I could change now. I used a piece of 28 count, I think this is the called for, I think this is 28 count Nocturne. And I decided I was going to try my hand at 1/1. I will never do that again. So this is Under the Mistletoe. And it's going to be an itty bitty ornament. I mean, look, that's how big it is. But that's Santa's face there. You can barely see it. This one's small. This is only 48 by 70. So I would like to just get this one done. So that's going in the get done pile. Okay, next up is Black Vintage Sampler from Owl Forest Embroidery, which is a funny title because I'm not doing it in black. I'm using some black, but it's not my primary color. So this was, I saw this on Laura over at Stitching by the Shore, Laura's channel, and I fell in love with it and had to get it. So this is what it looks like. And that's how it's charted. I have made nice progress on this. It's not gonna look like a lot, but it really was a lot of progress I made. I felt like it was so much progress, and I moved my Q-snap, and I'm like, oh, it's not as much as I thought it was. This is what I have done so far. So that's how long it is. And you can see the details. Oh, whoops. I am using Sulky 1/1 on Sulky, because this is 18 count, right? Is that what I said? Yeah, 18 count. Oh, and I just adore this so much. I'm not going to get done this year, but oh, I highly recommend this one. It's just so much fun. All right, next up is this is called Alice Meets the Caterpillar, and it is published by Creative Poppy by Kyoko Mario. I'm so bad. By Kyoko Morocco, I believe is how you say it. And this was in the Alice in Wonderland countdown box from Stitchy Box a couple years ago. That's just what this looks like. And this is on a 16 count Whimsy Ada from Picture This Plus. And I think this is going to go on my to be completed, because it's about, I want to say it's about half done. I can finish this. That's what we have done so far. I mean, it's not a huge piece, see? But look at those colors. Isn't that gorgeous on this color fabric? Oh, I love it so much. I love it, love it, love it. All right, so this is going in my complete this year. All right, next up is Beautiful Sampler. This is from Twin Peaks Primitive, and that's what it looks like. I am doing this one on an 18 count Harold Ada from Picture This Plus. And I got the full frame done, which I was pretty happy about. Not gonna finish it this year, but it is beautiful. Look at that. Doing this one with all the called fors, which is DMCs. Yeah, called for DMC. So this will go on my not this year pile. All right, next up is another Lindy Stitches. So this is her Endangered Species Club. I joined with this one, which is this was the third release, and I signed up for the kits, so I'll be getting 3, 4, 5, and 6. I did get 4 already. That was a lemur. I haven't started him yet, but this one is a North Atlantic right whale, and my favorite sea creatures are the whale and the octopus. So when I saw this with the whale, I had to get it. So this kit comes with the fancy flosses that are needed. And then I got the called for the fabric you purchase separately. I got the called for fabric, which is Silver Moon, 32 count Silver Moon linen by Zwangart. And so I'm using the called for fancy flosses that came with it, but then I'm also subbing in fancy flosses from Stash, so I don't have to buy anything for this. And this is what I have done so far. This one's, I love stitching. I don't know what else to say. I love stitching so much. Oh, I forgot to put my beautiful pattern back. Okay, I'll have to remember to do that afterwards. This one, I am not aiming to finish this one this year. I am a member of the Witchy Stitchers Patreon, specifically because I wanted all the releases from her nostalgic tarot card set. So these are released, 2 are released every other month, and it's going to be all the major arcana. So this is the one I'm working on currently. This is Death. And I was smart and I did not use black fabric. I used a close to black, but it's not black and it doesn't feel like stitching on black. So if you need a black substitute and you're okay with it being like, I don't say vintagey kind of looking. This is Old Top Hat from Dames of the Needle. It is on 16 count. And this is what I have done so far. This one I would like to finish by the end of this year. And I am using conversion to stash for anything that I didn't already have. And stash for this one. I've got so many in my to be completed pile. Then I have Wicked Fair sampler. This is on an 1/8. I'm sorry, it is on an 1/8 yard, but it's 18 count Ariel Ada from Picture This Plus. And this is by, who is this by? I think it's from Atomic Tiki Pins is who does this one. And again, I just love a Wicked Fair so much. So this is, yeah, I already put this on. Okay, this is what I have done. That little bit there. And this one I am doing as charted. So, not a huge amount, a lot more than it was when because this is one of those I had an itty bitty start on. But this is not going to be on my complete this year list. All right, this next one's kind of a completion. Technically, it was a finish, but I am going to make this my version of a Pride sampler. So I have a bunch of little Pride charts that I've purchased. I decided it would be cool to put them all on the same thing. So this was my Translotl. Isn't he cute? So that one's done. What needs to go on here that I haven't started yet is there is I think it's a pan moth. I'll put the picture over here of what the next section is that I'm doing on here. But I won't be doing it this year. Okay, next up is Jack Frost Tree Farm. This is part 1. And at this point, I'm only planning on doing the first part of this. I want to say there's 6 parts maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I'll do any more or not. I only have the one though. So this is what this section looks like. And this is on 16 count Fog Ada from Picture This Plus. And this is what I have done so far. It is about double that size. So it's cute. Very cute. If you want to see it up close, that's what it looks like. And this was actually the goal I had set for this year, was to get this amount done. I just wanted to get the house done. So this is going to be not on, and I'm doing all the called for on that. So this will not be done this year. All right, next up is this. I had every intention of doing a temperature stitch. I am going to do a temperature stitch. It'll just, I might start it for 2025 if I can get the outline done. So I think this is going to be a finish. I think it's going to be a complete the outline part and then do the temperature part, obviously, throughout the year for 2025. Now, I have a problem. I know I'm looking at it. I thought I had so much more done than I do. This is going to go on my maybe pile. This is called Goth Temperature Stitch Along. And it is from Grandma B. Walden. And this is what it looks like. And then it's the books that are the temperatures that you do in. I'm doing conversion to stash, and I have screwed up already because I picked a Gentle Art limited edition color to do for the cabinet, and I'm out of it. I ran out, and there's not a name to it or anything, so I literally can't get it again. So I think it's not the same, but I think what I'm going to use instead is Onyx, Gentle Arts Onyx. Because I have no idea. I don't believe this is part of the line. I don't know. This one's more browny, like more brownish, has undertones of brown in it, whereas the Onyx has blue undertones. I don't know. I don't know. This is what I have done. And if this is not like the most perfect shag carpet, I don't know what it is. Like from the 70s or 80s. I love that carpet. So that's what I have done. I really thought I had so much more done. All right, so this is going to go into my maybe pile. Yeah. Yeah, that's disappointing. I don't have more done. All right, next up is In Praise of Pollinators from The Blue Flower, Janine McGowan. And this one's just lots of fun. I am doing this on 40 count Stormy Night Newcastle linen. And this is what I have done so far. I'm doing 1/2? Yes, I'm doing 1/2 for this. And I love it so much. As much as I would love to, this is not a this year finish. It's just not. And I mean, I just started it this year, so, you know. All right, next up is, this was a finish, or a start this year. Also, I will put the picture up here. This is Sunflower Farms, right? Is that what this is called? And I am doing this on a piece of 18 count jade. This is what I have done so far. It is a fun stitch. And I love this little girl. She reminds me of a Mary Engelbert girl. So this was my spring, first day of spring? Yeah, first day of spring start, this was. I am not going to put this on this year's list. All right, next up, this was I got this piece to commemorate a trip Cassie and I went on this summer. It was to go see Melanie Martinez. We went to see her in Columbus, Ohio. And she has a song called Mad Hatter. I really wanted a piece to commemorate our trip. So she has a song called Mad Hatter. I found this from Bella Filipina, and it is the Mad Tea Party. And it does say Alice. I'm changing it. I'm going to have it say Mad Hatter instead because Alice looks like Mad Hatter in here. And then I'm going to add All the Best People Are Crazy, which is a lyric from the song. And I did make some changes just because my colors, my fabric was too dark for some of the called for. So I'm doing 14 count lupine Ada. And this is what I have done so far. There is supposed to be cryneck in here, which I'm not going to use. I'll do something else. And then there's beads that I think I'm going to just use beads from Stash. Because I have a lot of beads that I got in different stitchy boxes. So this, again, just started this one in, I think just this last month, right? In July? I think I started this one in July. So this is not a finish this year. We are getting close to the end, my friends. All right, next up is All Hallows Eve from Misty Purcell. And this was in Stitchy Box Halloween Countdown box, I believe, from 2022. And I am doing this on a piece of 14 count China Pearl Witch Alt. I think all the as called for. Except what I'm gonna, I am doing it as called for, but well, I had to switch out these like snowflakes here, or I think they're snowflakes or stars. I don't know what they're supposed to be. I changed that out to Frost from Stitchy Box, and then the white pumpkin, because we have food allergies in our house, I'm going to change that out to be a turquoise pumpkin. So this one's super fun. This one has gone pretty quick. I'm going to put this in my maybe pile for this year. I really think I'm crazy as I'm looking at everything I want to do. Okay, this is one I want to finish this year because it's been on the go for so long. I don't have a picture to show you of this, but I'll explain to you what it is. So this was the Soulmate Sal from 2000, maybe 2020? I think 2020. Put out by Creatively Crafting. Is there a date on here? No date. This is, I haven't, it's like almost half done. So this is where we're at. So Wilma and Fred, Hades and Persephone. This is Fred and Lucy. And then there's a Johnny and Baby and Sandy and Danny. And then the last one is supposed to be the couple from Bones, which I've never watched an episode of Bones in my life. So I'm going to change that to just say Brian loves Tara in some font that I find. I would really like to finish this because it's been on the go for what feels like forever. This is one of my oldest too, but this one's really big. I'm not going to finish this year. I'm not even gonna attempt it. So this was from the Stitching Spell. This was called Knights and Castle. And this is going to be in all blues and purples. And it's huge. But this is what I have done so far. That's from the middle. This is on Ariel. I think 16 count Ariel Ada. The knight down there, I'm going to frog him because I did this like blend that I don't like. Every time I look at it, I get more and more irritated with it. So he's going to get frogged. This is, I will not be pulling this out again this year. I just worked on this not too long ago and got another page done. So even though this is an old WIP, it's not going in the pile for this year. There's just no way. All right. Oh, so close. This was my, I think this is my Pride, no, when did I start this one? I want to say I started it for Pride Month, but I'm really, no way, I definitely did it before that. This is called Pride Street. And this is going to be a piece I'm going to frame and hang at work. I already have the perfect spot picked out for it. I don't, what is this? This is a huge piece of fabric. Linen, a 2-vol linen. I got it off Etsy. It's, that's gigantic. Oh, oh, somebody just went down my shirt. He went down my shirt. Let's see. Is it Stitch? Oh, look, Stitch went down my shirt. I just hit him. Isn't he cute? All right, so I bought it off, like I said, I bought this off of Etsy. I don't have any more details than that, other than this is a huge piece of fabric. So I'm putting the picture of what this is going to look like up here. And this is what I have done, the first house. And this one's, I really love this so much. All right, so this one's not gonna, this is not a this year finish. All right, next up, I think this is actually my last, this is my last WIP. My nieces pick out a bunch of ornaments that they wanted me to make them for Christmas. And so this one Ava picked. And I'm adjusting it to look more like Ava. This is called Little Christmas Angel. And it's by Sweet Annette Anna Kobylanska, I think, maybe that's how you pronounce it. And it is this girl right here. And this is from the 2022 Just Cross Stitch Ornament Magazine. And I'm doing this on a piece of 18 count perforated paper. And you can see I changed the coloring to match Ava's coloring. And so this one's getting there. This one's going to obviously be done. The problem with this is it hurts my hand. I really like the perforated paper, but I have to pull so hard to get the needle through. It just hurts. It's hurty. All right, so that is the last WIP. So that's all of them. So from the WIPs, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I want to finish this year for sure. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9 in my maybe pile. I for sure have some more ornaments I have to make that I haven't finished yet. So those I'll be doing throughout before the end of the year too. So, okay, so that's all my WIPs that I want to work on this year. Let's talk about plans for the rest of the year. These are things that I have kitted up and want to start. Mainly my autumn and Christmas starts. So let's just look at them real quick. The first one is by Autumn Lane, Midnight Ride by Autumn Lane. I'm just going to show you guys the patterns. I'm not going to show you everything else. My plan is to do this one as charted. I'm hoping to start, I'm not going to start this one this year. I'm going to just set that one aside because it's another Praiseworthy Stitches. I don't think I need to have 2 of those going at once. They're just gigantic. I plan on starting Moonlight Garden from Rebel Stitcher Designs. And this is probably going to be a start and finish. It's only 52 by 59. I just think it's so cute. So cute. That's going to be as charted. Then this I'm hoping to have, this I want to be my Halloween start. And this is from Crosetta Gogo Halloween Incida. And that one will be all the as called for. this one is Happy Halloween from Cobweb and Rose. And this was from Stitchy Box. I think this was from the Stitchy Box Halloween sampler. Yeah, this is from 2022. Or Halloween Countdown. So that's what this one looks like. Had this book, I feel like, forever. And it's this. So this is from the unofficial Hocus Pocus cross stitch. And this one is called Local Witches Union. And this is what it looks like. I haven't decided on colors for that yet. I don't know if I'm gonna just do the black or if I'm gonna, I just don't know. I'm not gonna start this one. This is my first day of fall start. This is from Leela's Studio, and it is Autumn is as Joyful. And I saw this and fell in love with it. And this one's going to be as charted. I have everything for it also. So these are ones I plan to have as as new starts for the rest of the year. I don't think I'll start anything else in 2024. So hopefully what you've seen, that's what I'm working on for the rest of this year. And I've stopped and restarted this several times, so I have no idea how long this actually is. I'm sure it's long. Guys, thank you so much for coming on this journey with me and helping me plan for the rest of the year. Hope you found some charts that you'd be interested in stitching as well. Let me know if you stitched any, which ones caught your attention, which ones you might buy, because you saw them on here. So, all right, if you want to find me other places, everywhere I can be found is down in the description box. All right, guys, I will catch up with you later. Bye.